morning. Thank you for staying with us. Monday, September 2nd, 2013. We are joined by i24 News correspondent Shachar Peled. Good morning to you, Shachar.
Hi, good morning.
And
today we covered the internet reactions to Obama's plans to bomb Syria, or not bomb Syria. So first, let's have a look on what we found.
I'm also mindful that I'm the president.
As President Barack Obama declared his long-awaited decision to the world, stating that the U.S. should take military action against Syria, but would also wait for a congressional debate on the matter, the internet exploded with satiric reactions. Mimicking posters of famous films and TV programs, the net was filled with humoristic memes. Former President George W. Bush was also called in for the laughs and was used as a reference to President Putin's remark that if Barack Obama was worthy of his Nobel Peace Prize, he should think about the possible victims of a military intervention. Many saw irony in the push to attack Syria in memes such as "We kill people who kill people because killing people is wrong," pointing out that an additional attack in the region won't help the Syrian people. Meanwhile, the Qatari newspaper Al-Sharq also mocked Obama, but this time for his step back from a missile attack against Syria and his desire for congressional support. In a caricature, Obama is seen pointing at Assad, saying there might be an attack in a day, a week or month, but it will be here on his rear. The web, of course, doesn't let the Syrian president off the hook, and in the past week has focused on the use of mass destruction weapons attributed to the dictator. And how about a new game for your mobile? This new feature from Ben Gigi Studio invites you to stop Bashar al-Assad. The goal is to disarm Assad's chemical weapons as fast as you can before he fires them all over the Middle East. The Israelis also haven't remained idle and built a funny website updating whoever checks it whether an attack has already occurred, making fun of the Israeli panic of war. In another buzz of the web, the photo of an unidentified photogenic Syrian freedom fighter carrying a rocket-propelled grenade has gone viral after it was posted on Reddit. And on Assad's frontier, a lengthy Facebook post caught the attention of internet users since it was posted by the Syrian president's son, Hafiz Assad. Arguably a hoax, the 11-year-old denounced the US and taunted its military. While it is possible the post is fraud, the New York Times reported there is a good deal of evidence pointing to Assad's eldest son as the author. The huge amount of gestures illustrates the reactions to war in the age of social media. With dozens of satires, parodies, memes, and virtual throwing of shoes, the World Wide Web is also taking its part in the Syrian conflict.
Shachar, first of all, amazing piece right there.
Thank you.
We began the broadcast today saying, talking about Syria, saying what a mess. I'm about to say what a colossal mess.
Yes.
But again, this is the age of social media, as you said. Let's touch on Obama first, a man who was virtually elected via Facebook. What's he seeing now?
Well, as you can see, there are very few backing his decision, especially his decision to go ahead with a war in Syria. There were some that were for his decision, but most of the posts are very much against it. Once again, stressing that the fact that he would go to war when he knows for a fact that only 9% of the public would support him is, and there's a problem with his with believing him. This reflects some kind of disbelief that he would actually listen to the Congress and to the people, and people believe that he would actually go ahead without really waiting.
And it's interesting to see that he's being asked to show a plan, to show an agenda to this attack, which we did not see a decade ago coming from the American public.
Well, this is exactly part of the social media era and the internet. People are now very much aware of their decision, their leaders' plans, and the decision makers' attempts to go to war or bring their public into war. And this is one of the reasons I believe that Obama and his counselors has decided to take this
to Congress in a very controversial move.
To take this into debate first of all. But as you can see, this reflects a disbelief that they would actually listen to the public. Many many of them believe that no matter what, using these lovely games in words, I have a drone instead of I have a dream, or the game
we're
of
not
drones.
we're not making good of the situation. I think it's fascinating, though, to see that, first of all, this is the reaction on the web. It really shows the, what people think. But when it comes to Assad, that game is unbelievable.
Yes, when it comes to Assad, well, first of all, it's important to see that mainly on the Syrian side, or the Arab world, it's actually calling Obama a coward.
Exactly.
And saying that his weight and his stepping back from an attack is making
it's
him look
fascinating
cowardly.
to me that something about the White House, not just in the Obama administration, doesn't seem to understand, the way people in the Middle East feel or think. And we have Facebook today.
Yes.
We have Twitter.
And I'm sure they see it. There's this slogan, we can't allow Syrians to bomb Syria because either we get to bomb Syria or no one does. This is something that really reflects what people think that the US has in mind, the US leadership has in mind, that if no one's there, then only we can go ahead and do it.
Exactly.
And they're very much against it. There's one more thing that I didn't mention in the piece. It's about the VMAs playing an appearance, the Video Music Awards, that was in the same week with the chemical attacks. It's actually very funny. There's first of all a photo of Obama.
Chemical attacks and music, people.
It's very interesting because there's first of all a phone call, a picture of Obama making a phone call to Miley Cyrus, telling her that her performance must be slutty so she could attract attention, and no one would realize.
And it did work.
And it's very interesting because someone ran an analytics on Google, and he found that he tried to compare the traffic, and he found out that on August 25th, the peak search value for chemical attacks in Syria actually fell from 4 to a value of 3, while at Syria standing on a 56 rate, and while Cyrus Google pick rating went from 67 to 100. So we actually have a graph. If you could show it, there's a graph showing how much
we'll believe you.
how much the internet reactions what interests people, and in this era of social media.
Social media,
yes,
be it twerking or unbelievable. But I was interested to see the New York Times thing, because first you showed those pictures of the Assad family, and we've seen over the course of the last 2 years the Assad family trying to portray itself like the Brady Bunch in this very, 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 violent civil war that's been, we have to call it almost a civil war that's been going on there.
Yes.
And then there was this post, it was a fake post that came out?
Well, first of all, it caught much attention because it was a post from allegedly Assad's son. The New York Times had had a blogger that did believe it was genuine because there were many references there to the children's experience and their schools, and there were actually many comments and likes from children and grandchildren of other figures in the Assad administration. So this made them think that there might be something behind it, maybe not the younger one, but the older son, and it might be genuine. But in any way, it reflects in a very interesting way what the mindset in Syria is. He was very much against the U.S. attack and spoke very brutally against the military.
Thank you, Zuckerberg, the man who's really running the free world in many ways. Shachar Peled, thank you so much for bringing us this story.